Greetings, YouTube and freebooters and all the rest. This is the Professor, Demon Llama here. I've been working on the Phantom Titan. This is the instructions they give you with it from Forge World, which are actually relatively good. There's like 4 pages, which is if any of you are familiar with Forge World, absolutely remarkable. And then here is the giant pile o' bits. They've mostly been cleaned up, and I got a little bit of work to do left on this one, and I got to do a bunch of more sanding on most of them. There's a little too shiny, and knock a little bit of that off before I put paint down on them and clean them up a little more. But as you can see, there are feet, and they are assembled, and there's a little mistake when I was pulling bits off there, but that's the ankle joint, so it gets covered up, so it's not a huge deal. We have the, let's see, which one is this? This is, yeah, actually that is the ankle, the leg that goes on that one, I think. Oh, no, yeah, there it is. Okay, there we are. So there's the leg, the lower leg that goes on that one, I think. No, I guess it does go this way. So it goes on this one. So there it is. So there's the ankle joint. So it gets all covered up, so you don't have to worry about that. And there will actually be a pin right through that hole, so it won't really matter even then. And this is the base that I have tentatively. It's kind of small, but we will see. As you can see, there is a bolt in it. It's not countersunk yet because I haven't decided that I'm going to use this one yet. It kind of depends on exactly how I decide to attach it when it's done. This will actually get embedded in the foot, so you will be able to do it. The reason that I'm probably going to replace this bolt here is because it doesn't have anything good to grab onto, and if I countersink it, you'll basically have to twist the Titan off, and if I do that on both feet, you can't get it on ever again, or you can't get it off ever again. And I don't think that I would be able to get it on unless I like bit it in pieces, and it wouldn't be brilliant. So I'm going to get some different bolts for it. And I seem to have lost the other one of these. I don't know what they're called. You can get them at the hardware store. It's just a little threaded doodad. This may get cut down as well. I'm really only interested in the threads. I can epoxy all that in and get that all done and have a relatively small hole. So it'll go in on the bottom of the feet through all those. So there is some progress. It's taken me about 3 months to get all these pieces cleaned up, and there's still some imperfections in here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a couple little pits in there, and a couple of little holes that'll need to get. Some of them I'm not filling in simply because they'll be underneath another piece of the model. There's just no reason to fill them up because they'll be filled with glue and covered up. So, but this, like right in here, that tip right there is one. I've got some of the pieces that have holes that I've filled in already. And there's a bunch of really big pieces to this kit. It's really nice so far. I just keep noticing little bits of detail and articulation and all sorts of fun stuff. So it's a really nice model. It's big. I put together as most of you know actually, a Revenant. I think it's called Revenant. It's the smaller Eldar Titan, and it's I mean, this is basically the length. This is the upper leg of the Phantom, and it's basically the length of the whole leg for the smaller one. I mean, this is just an absolute order of magnitude bigger. It's just massive. I mean, the feet themselves are like a half dozen pieces, and more than that actually. 2, 4, 6, 8 pieces, something like that. Something like 8 pieces, 8 or 9. It's just a whole bunch of pieces, and that's just the foot. You know, I mean, as it goes up, the pieces kind of get less and less. You know, you have 3 major pieces for the legs, 4 if you include the little clip that goes in here to seal it off, which will also need puttying. But, you know, should be good. I need to get some new putty. I can't find all of my green stuff, and green stuff isn't very good for sanding back down to flat. It's just a little too rubbery. So I'm going to snag some green stuff, and I'm also going to try and find some epoxy sculpt, some Aves, because that's supposed to be a little bit better for that kind of thing. And there's some stuff by 3M that I've seen that may work well. Some Bondo stuff that they make. Hopefully I'll be able to find it somewhere in town and get that to work. So that's a quick little update. The base I'm not going to work on. I know that those of you who followed my photo log for the Revenant, I did the base really early. There's not really going to be any models on the base. Partially the Phantom is just so big that there isn't anything reasonable that's of a size that would fit. I mean, I kind of had the Revenant landing on a Land Raider that was half destroyed, and that would just look ridiculously small next to this guy. So there isn't really going to be anything major. There might be a little bit of terraining of the base here, but that'll kind of depend on when I get more of it assembled and see if this is a big enough base. It may not be. I may need to go with something larger. In which case, I have no idea where to find it in town, so I'll have to probably order something online. Because I don't really want to have to do the beveling of my own edges and things. I'm a fairly handy guy, but I'm not that handy, so that's not really an option. Oh, here's some of the green stuff work done that needs to get filed down more. There's not really good transitions there, so these need to get filed down. There were some bubbles in there and stuff, and so you can see some of that done. You can actually see that. Maybe you can see. Will it focus? There it goes. You can kind of see right there. There's a bubble in it, and actually there's a bubble in both of them. So this didn't work at all. I will have to scrape all that off and sand it down and put something else in. Oh joy. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna gotta go get some blue tack this weekend, maybe next weekend, and I'm gonna mock up to the hips to get the stance right. So I know more or less. I mean, he's gonna be fairly solidly standing. He'll have this, I don't know if you can see it, this foot right here is very slightly higher than this one. It's not a huge difference. You can kind of tell the difference from the toes, and from the back maybe a little. There's a little bit more separation in here because of the whole thing is kind of cantilevered forward a bit. And from the back here, you can tell a lot. There's a lot more, you know, it's a lot more leaning forward. So this foot will actually be back slightly, so they'll kind of be, you know, like that, except for way far apart, just to give the model a little bit more stability, and B, a little bit more natural look. I mean, I know it's like a, you know, 30-story tall giant walking robot made out of plastic, but it's supposed to be controlled by like one dude, so if he's sort of integrated into it, he's going to have to stand more naturally than a actual robot would. Let's see if I can find the guy. The interior of this model is actually really nice too. The head is here somewhere, probably over here somewhere. Oh, it's going to be hiding from me. Okay, there aren't that many pieces to this model above the... Really? Really? Those are missiles, those are arms. Okay. Wonderful. don't have any editing software, so I don't have the ability to turn. Ah, there it is. Finally. Sorry about that. Here is the interior, and you can see it's really very well detailed. Let's see if I can zoom in a bit. I cannot. Alright. So, yeah, you can see some of the detail in it. So this will all get painted largely by hand. I'll probably not assemble the head until very late in the game, because there's mechanisms and things that go in here that make it open, and it should open all the way. One of the problems with the Revenant is it doesn't. It's got a little mechanism to open, but it doesn't actually work. So it doesn't. So what I did with that one is the one that I did the interior on. I just magnetized the thing, and that's problematic because it causes rubbing on on areas in here, and it's just not good. Oh, there is a piece that goes across here, right in here. You can see that kind of lip there. There's a piece that attaches here and then over here in the corners. So I gotta put that in after painting. So we'll get that all done, and I'll probably have another update in a couple weeks.